Good afternoon. Welcome to today's presentation. We are going to talk about brand alignment in the workplace. So with that being said today, we are going to have on our agenda today, what is brand alignment? Why does brand alignment matter? The benefits of brand alignment. How can we demonstrate brand alignment? How does it affect your futures as students? And then we're going to do 3 exercises that make a great case study for us. And then ultimately, we are going to get into what our project is going to be for the semester. So with that being said, let's dive on in. What is brand alignment exactly? And this is a quote I saw by Sally Vanson online that I thought made a lot of sense for what we're going to be talking about. Brand alignment is harnessing the power of your whole company to deliver your brand's promise to employee behavior, new product development, and sales and marketing efforts. So what that means in layman's terms is essentially saying your marketing and organization is ensuring all your channels as a company are moving in the same direction with the same consistent message. Involved within that realm could be your uniforms and what you wear every day to your job. It could be your digital and social messages you splash out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and everywhere else. Your in-stadium signage, having similar looks and feels. Your radio and TV spots, your media appearances, and also affects your business development team and your employee development and how you train your employees to align with your brand. And now you're asking yourself, why does this all matter? And this is a quote I found, and I really like this one, and we'll dive deeper into the concept. Brand alignment is making sure that everything you are doing, thinking, and saying as an organization lines up, resulting in a strong, consistent, and sustainable brand. It is the organization principle behind the brand. So why does that matter overall? Again, we're trying to develop brand identities and sticking to the core values that you believe are most important. And brands that have mutual brand identities tend to complement each other and allow for cross-promotion. An example I like to always reference is with Richard Childress Racing and how they have Bass Pro Shops, Chevrolet, Dow Chemical, all in their resource pockets. And how they all work with each other are in different ways that co-align with brands. And in some cases with Dow Chemical, they make parts for those different companies to ensure that they are all working cohesively. So when you see a team on the same page, you can tie brands together with your own individual brand. And as we get into this further, how can brands benefit from brand alignment? A great example here, as we were talking about with Bass Pro Shop, Chevrolet, and the Richard Childress team. When team members and organizations live through their brands, stakeholders see an organization is bought into its core values and culture. For sponsors out there, they want to work with brands that are easily identifiable and know what they are. They don't want to sit there and guess what that brand is and what it represents. Powerful perceived brand identity is created. Consumers and stakeholders want to be associated with your brand at that point. And with that being said, it creates effective sales pitches to stakeholders that can be mutually beneficial. For your sales reps, hey, they have a story to tell right out of the gate. They can sit there and sell that sponsorship pitch effectively. They can sell to that consumer what your brand is all about. It creates confidence in your own team members. There's nothing like a confident team member who understands what their brand is about and pitching that out on the road. And ultimately, it's a bandwagon effect. Everybody wants to be part of that brand. For example, something like an NFL team like the Detroit Lions. When the Lions rally their business development team together, everybody's on the same page. Whether it's from the cars they're driving to the suits they're wearing, everybody's part of that culture. So, as we start talking a little bit further about the Detroit Lions here, how can we demonstrate brand alignment? Great example to start right out of the gate, wear your team's gear and colors in the workplace. Do always never wear your opposing team's gear, never wear your rival's gear in the workplace. I always like to say, hey, if you're a Nike school, you're wearing Nike all the time. If you're an Adidas school, you're wearing Adidas all the time. You're doing everything you can to align with your brand. In other instances, it could be taking your clients and partners to shop and eat your partners' businesses. So let's just say McDonald's is a proud sponsor of ours. You're trying to do every opportunity you can to take them out. Or if you have a steakhouse as part of your repertoire in your business development arm, you're taking them out to Ruth Chris's Steakhouse. If they're a sponsor of yours, you're taking your clients there for an excellent dinner. Your friends and families, you go out to shop and eat. Hey, you need a new car? Okay, you go buy Dunn Chevrolet. You go buy Brandeis Ford if you're a Ford company. If you're doing projects within the office, use those companies. Use a printing company that you have as a preferred vendor. Those are important. No matter where you go, use your partners. During media events, showcase your sponsors through signage or displays. And if you're hosting a special event, utilize those partners for those special events. So again, we're talking about this. How can you be using your brand's effectivity here? Again, this affects all of you at some point. You're going to be working for teams or companies. I don't care if it's in sports or out of sports. You're going to be working for somebody where you have to align with your brand. Your future organization will have partners who pay you to utilize their brands with their organization's brands. That's huge here. And that can be done through trade deals, where your partner could give your organization merchandise, whatever in value that you need done, in value for your organization. Could be tickets, could be sponsorship signs, radio and TV deals, could be whatever it is. But the bottom line is they are a critical part to making your organization thrive. In addition, you could be receiving discounts through those partners. So whether you get 20% off because you frequent that restaurant as a company, or because your ticket holders are able to refer themselves to that place. And in addition, it's cross promotion. You're using each other for mutual benefits here. And I say this as well, and this is part I cannot emphasize enough. Do not ever use your competitors' brands, or you will generate anger from your organization and the partner you work with. And I'll say this once and I'll say it again. I've seen sponsors drop deals because of people using other brands. That's not good business, people. And that's something we need to be aware of and cognizant of moving forward. So now that we've covered a lot of this, I'd like to go into 3 exercises that I think are very good and help explain what we are looking at here. So step 1, I just want to do this for the sport of it. Who knows who our sponsors are here at Jackson College in the athletic department? Well, this tells me we need to go to ball games and understand who our sponsors are, because we are Jackson College, and it's something I think that's very critical to understand. So with that being said, there are 5 core partners on their website and display. If you do some research or go to a game, these are their 5 initial partners that they are proud of. Spalding, Henry Fourth Allegiance Health, Adidas is their uniform provider, Denny's is their proud restaurant sponsor, and T-shirt printing and plus. Those are 5 core sponsors they have. Knowing who their partners are is important, especially if you plan on doing internship experience around here, or if you plan on ultimately getting a job with Jackson College Athletics. So I think it's something that we can stay cognizant of, whether we're a Coke or Pepsi school, and if anyone has any other examples, feel free to chime in with some answers. So we move on to exercise 2 here, and this is one of my favorites, and if anybody has watched an Alabama football press conference, you can see the brand alignment here and the symmetries between all these brands that are involved with a Nick Saban press conference. Let's take a look at this photo real quick on slide number 9 when you get a chance, and let's see what our thoughts are. As you can see from the photo, Alabama is a Nike school. You see that front and center right on his chest. Right next to his chest, you see a Mercedes-Benz logo. They're a sponsor of Alabama Athletics. Coca-Cola and Dasani, they're under the same brand of the Coca-Cola Corporation and Renaissance Bank, who is a significant bank in the South. These are all very powerful brands associated with a very powerful brand. And as you can see here, they all integrate with each other. They align with each other. They want to represent power. They want to represent excellence. So between your bank, between your uniform providers, between your auto dealer, between your preferred soft drink supplier, all these brands are moving the same direction. This is a great example of how Alabama is able to utilize their brand to help other brands move in the same direction. And finally, I like to move on to this fun exercise. And this is my favorite one. So let's just say we get a new employee here at Jackson College. We'll call him Ryan, who walks in the office dressed like this on day 1. What are the problems with this newest employee? And this is something I get really on because we've had this happen in my career, where I have seen students show up wearing an opposing school's uniform. We look at this. For one, we're an Adidas school. Number 1, he's wearing Nike gear. That's strike 1. Also, strike 2, Bob Evans is a sponsor right on his shirt. As you may or may not know, Denny's is our sponsor. You don't ever associate yourself with other companies. And number 3, he's wearing an Ohio State shirt, and clearly he works at Jackson College. Why would you be able to wear that in your workplace? That's the quickest way, in my opinion, to getting fired and sent home right off the bat. If you want to come in wearing your competitors or anything that resembles a competitor into your office. So with that being said, let's move on to our semester-long project here, and I think this one will be fun for everybody involved. What we are going to do is how can we align ourselves as a class with the Jackson College Jets brand? What we're going to do is we're going to pretend that we are representatives of Jackson College Athletics for the entire semester. With that being said, you cannot wear any clothing of another collegiate team that competes in the NCAA or NJCAA. Failure to adhere to this policy will result not being allowed in the class and thus be counted as an absence. Since we are an Adidas school, you'll try to adhere to this as best as possible. I'm not going to make you go out and buy new shoes. That's just not fun. But please do not wear anything that has a Nike swoosh on it. That's critical here. We're trying to be an Adidas school. You sell Adidas. In addition, do not bring food of a non-sponsor to class. So that means don't bring McDonald's, don't bring Burger King, don't bring Wendy's. We eat at Denny's here. If you're going to bring food from home, feel free to wrap it up in any way, shape, or form. Drinks in a bottle are fine. But remember, for a Coke school, you only drink Coke. You don't drink Pepsi. That said, if you can demonstrate to me that we do not have a sponsorship category there, and I asked you to throw it out, I'll give you, again, I'll buy your meal and I'll give you extra credit for it. I want to do that for you. And finally, if I violate any of these policies, all of you receive 5% increase to your grades and an extra 1% who calls me out on it. And in addition, I got to provide a meal. With that said, that concludes today's class. If you have any questions, I'll take them now. Thank you very much.